Get another one? Oh, this is.
No, that's the other one. So, yeah, that was. So it's called Hotboxing with Mike.
Hawkboxing with Mike Tyson.
Is it like? Is it? What does he talk about?
Anything.
Yeah.
He talks about he talks about him growing up, and then his guest talks about them growing up and everything too. So Tyson Fury, because he's a certified gypsy. He's like a real gypsy.
What does that mean?
So
You're a real gypsy.
And I had asked him. I didn't ask him. I wish.
Yeah.
They had asked him that. They said, "Well, what makes? Is it a religion? Is it a?" He said, "No. I'm Christian based." He said, "I just, it's like a way of life for them."
So it's just a self title.
Yeah, but they've been around
certified gypsy.
since like Jesus, and they're all over. They were all over the world at that time. They were
So
part Romanian.
Yeah, but what does it mean to be a gypsy?
I don't know. It was pretty interesting. Why don't you
Yeah, that's
pull
cool.
it up on the thing? But he said he grew up. His father was always into boxing. He was a gym rat,
Mm-hmm.
and his father was always had him in the gym, and then he started
Tyson?
fighting. Yeah, he started fighting when he was 16. He said his brother was decent too, but he had some kind of, not a disease, weak eyes or something like that.
Okay.
His vision was kind of jacked up.
Hmm.
But yeah, Hotboxing with Mike. It's actually a very well done.
Well, I'm sure it's first class. He can
Podcast.
hire whoever. He can hire the people.
Yeah, well, he's
For
on
sure.
there with an ex-NFL player.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. I guess we might want to introduce ourselves.
Oh.
Who are you?
Oh, hey, what's up? This is the new certified 50K runner. Holy cow, Ron. It's me, Aaron Diaz.
And Ron Jordan.
Here we are again.
With
Stars
another
Podcast.
Stars Podcast.
What's a Spars? You changing
People
the
who
title?
spars.
You didn't change the title on?
So,
Spars
Chad was
Podcast.
over here earlier
Ah,
because they had dropped off a birthday card for Alyssa because her birthday's tomorrow.
oh my.
And he was talking about his 3D printer and how he
Yes.
can print all types of different
He
things.
printed a gun, bro.
I know, I saw that.
That's pretty intense.
But he did some, to tone it down a bit, he decided to do some door handles for his patio door.
I still don't get this whole technology.
I want to go watch him do it. He was trying to explain it to me, how he does it.
Yeah.
It's a bit complex for me to visualize. So that's why I told him, I said, I need to come over and watch you do this one of these days.
Yeah, so he made us a plastic gun. You
Yeah,
know,
of
it
course.
looks like the Glock. It's
Mhm.
I mean, the slide is ported and everything. It's like real rough cut edge, but you can take it apart. It's pretty.
Yeah, because he was also saying, because I asked him about the detail that you can put on them.
Yeah.
He said it's not as,
Hotboxing with Mike.
yeah, he does. It's not as detailed as like smaller printing trays can be.
Okay.
He said one of
Things
his,
are expensive.
are they?
Yeah.
I didn't ever look at them. They seem like a really cool toy though.
I wouldn't. I'm not that into it.
I don't know. It's just a cool piece of technology because that's a lot of manufacturing now.
That's a
Is
crazy,
additive manufacturing.
crazy piece of technology.
Mm-hmm. That you could just have it at your house. You can print,
But
whatever
it can't be like a mass-produced type deal.
Well, if you bought 1,000 of them, wow, you could mass produce.
Yeah. So
Right?
So if you can 3D print anything, what would it be?
I would 3D print. Oh, what would I print? And I could have unlimited of.
A car? Would it be a car?
No, it wouldn't be a car because, I mean, you could have 1 billion cars, but if you didn't have some way to move it.
What do you mean some way to move the car?
Like if you didn't have gas. Like you could have all the cars in the world, but if you didn't have gas.
Okay.
So I'm like just thinking of stuff that you could use
Ooh.
that not needing something else.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying?
So it had to be a weapon. It would have to be a weapon?
I feel like it has to be a
It
weapon.
has to be a weapon. Yes, definitely has to be a weapon. Like a bow, a recurve.
No,
compound for you for sure.
no, that's too many details. I can't keep track of all that. I can't even fix it. Like if my string broke, there's some tutorials on how to do it.
Yeah.
Like
just take it to somebody.
from Knock On Nation. He does a lot of cool videos. John Dudley. But I'd want something super simple. Just give me a sword.
A sword.
Sword.
Good one. Dagger. Couple daggers.
That's what I'm thinking.
A sword.
What would you print?
Oh, man. Maybe like the daggers for the hands. Like, boom, boom, boom.
Up close and personal.
Yeah, bro.
Did you ever see the
the
sand
collar
diggers
punch
they have like that?
No.
For the beach. You put them on your hands, and they're like big claws. You could dig in the sand with them.
Really?
You've not seen these?
So not just like just using your hands. They got like these claws thing.
Whenever you try and use them, because I bought a set, they just dig right into your wrists. Like they suck.
So somebody.
It's a great idea.
Didn't think it through.
But I'm not a crab. You know? Like my anatomy is not made to do stuff like that.
What's a Greek? No, I said gypsy.
Yeah, gypsy.
So, bro.
What's up?
Big feet yesterday.
Yeah, it was fun.
So, Mr. Ron Jordan ran what's the name of it? Seminole Trail?
Cinema Home.
With
an N.
Nice.
At the end. Yeah.
90K.
I call it the cinnamon run.
A 90K.
Because, no, 50K. Just 50.
Oh. Well, I'm giving you a whole bunch
don't get carried away. Don't get carried away. I think the whole whoever went...
Give me a 5K. I'm good.
No, but whoever went with me is likely sick now from the mold that we encountered at the hotel.
Stop it.
It smelled like you were over at your grandma's house sleeping over. What? It was weird. It wasn't because it's a motel.
Put them on blast. What's the motel? Come on.
They're selling it. They're selling it. So like.
So did you get to like? Was it comped? Was this like?
No, not at all.
Tell me you didn't pay more than $50.
Yeah, it was more than $50.
Oh my gosh.
But they have great breakfast in the morning.
Well, it's got mold in it.
But you got to pay for it.
Little penicillin.
It was good though. Yeah, it was good.
It's good for the clap.
What is? Penicillin? Yeah. Well, yeah. Give me some medicine. Yeah, but I felt healthy all day. It was great. I didn't, because usually it's just like, I don't know, in those long runs, something always seems to happen. You know what I mean?
To ail you.
Yeah. The last year I had an issue with my knee. And then just throughout all training, I was always having issues with stuff. And then
was it psychosomatic?
Psychosomatic? No,
yeah.
they were real.
They were real.
Yeah.
Because I know sometimes, like if you trip or you fall or you like, I know this is gonna hurt me. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
You can like speak it into existence.
No, I hear you on that. No, I think it was just overtraining. Yeah. It was like actually getting out there doing the work, and just tearing up my body.
So where was the beginning on this? Like, did you start 5Ks and then boom, 50Ks?
No, Couch to 5K. That app?
Couch to 5 to...
Yeah, C2 5K.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you did this and you stood on this regime. You should be a commercial for these guys.
There's plenty of people out there that are their commercials for sure.
Well,
it's a good app.
If the app is down there and they'd like to give us a sponsor.
It's just a really good app too because it eases you into it. It doesn't overdo it. It doesn't.
So from day one, from 5K to your 90K or your 50K, was this your first one?
Second.
Your second one. So your first one, what was your time frame there?
Like how long did it take?
How long did it take for you to get to that level? Because I did half marathons. I did 5Ks. I think
it was less or just over a year or less than a year.
And that's you balls to the wall, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what created some of your ailments.
Well, yeah.
Were you heavy? Were you?
Well,
heavy
yeah. I was just coming off being heavy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that summer, I did a half marathon every Sunday for 12 weeks in a row.
Bro, you could write those off as donations in your taxes. Yes.
Running?
Yeah. They're donations.
What are donations?
Your race fees. They're not fees. They're donations.
Yeah.
So you can write them off as donations.
No, I guess you could.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done that.
Yeah. So 12 for 12 Sundays, they had to be.
No. I didn't enter races.
Oh, you just did
on my own.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're playing catch up here.
Woo. Dude, that would be so much money in race fees. That's why I was
Seriously.
wondering why you brought that up.
Bro,
Like,
that would be insane.
I was slow to catch up. I mean, they're like $65 to $70 a race.
Yeah.
For like the run of the mill race.
Yeah, even for just the local ones. I mean, at $30 at least.
Yeah.
It,
But yeah, get a shirt.
It goes to a good cause.
Yeah.
They got pretty decent food. So, when I did the Prescow run up in Erie,
Yeah.
they had awesome food. Like
On a marathon?
Yeah. So Subway was there. Panera Bread was there. Like at the end, man, you just gorged.
Oh, at the end.
Yes.
Yeah. At the end. Yeah, that's why I hated the marathon, because there was no food during the race.
Uh-huh.
That was annoying. Because I'm like, this is like half of the fun is getting to that next aid station just so you can eat.
Yeah.
Like that's the type of stupid crap that's going on inside of my head to get me to the next checkpoint.
So
It's like,
on this one, there wasn't any food.
no, on this one I just did, there
Okay.
was. But the
Okay.
marathon I did, the Drakewell Marathon,
Uh-huh.
there was like goos and Gatorade.
No orange slices or anything?
They might have, but it wasn't potatoes and sandwiches and candy bars like the big races have.
Well, I've never done that during the race. How do you stop and eat?
Yeah, you stop and eat, and then, because like I had waffles that I was eating, I had potatoes, like butter and salted potatoes. I was eating those.
While you're running?
Well, that was when I stopped,
Hmm.
but what I was eating when I was on the trail was like the little RX bars,
Yeah.
and then the goo packets, which I had too many chocolate espresso goo packets.
You were flying.
It was just, it got to be so much chocolate and espresso taste that I was like, I'm over this. So then they had like an apple cinnamon, and shout out to all the flavors of this stuff,
Yeah.
because after so long, it's like, I don't want to eat that anymore.
Yeah.
I really don't want to eat, but you have to eat, or else you'll just cramp up.
So that goose stuff is pretty amazing.
I told you,
Yeah.
I gave you a packet of
Yeah.
it.
No, that was great. So Ron gave me a packet of it when I was in a tournament, and we were there probably about 12, 15 hours with maybe about an 8-hour break from one ring to the next.
Mhm.
So I mean, I was just like flying high. Then all of a sudden I'm dropping, and I started just getting like burnt out. And you gave me that, man, and it got me through my last event.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool, and it didn't, because I've had them before where they just stay pasty, you know, in your mouth. It's like super sticky, and it's just like not
Yeah,
cool.
it's unpleasant.
Yeah. But this stuff was pretty cool. It was clean. It didn't stick
That's
to
it.
your
It's
face.
clean.
Yeah.
If it feels clean, it's just it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, you eat it, but it's good while it's there, but then it goes away.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, that chalky, almost like Fruity Pebbles taste on the roof of your mouth.
Yeah.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Especially whenever you're already parched.
Seriously.
I don't want to taste it anymore. Just get it in there and be done with it.
It's just cool. This was a busy week. So
Yeah.
it started out with the Krav testing, and then
3.5 hours. We were rolling deep though.
yeah, biggest class biggest belt testing.
I think we're
we've
gonna
had.
say that from now on.
What?
The biggest belt test since, because they're just gonna get bigger.
Oh, it's but this is.
Isn't that bananas?
I mean, seriously. So you came in when we probably had 8 people,
Mm-hmm.
and so I started out when it was 4. You know, and this was just a thought process between me and Chris, and then it's a couple years later, and we got 30 people from 3 different
Locations.
coming into one. It's crazy, and it's still it's just the beginning. But I'm loving the progression, man. Just the motivation, the people. So the students I talked to that came down from my school, they was like, man, it was the atmosphere was just so cool. It was loving. Everybody was like really into it, motivating. There's not no hierarchy of what school is better than other. Like everybody's there for the same reason. And that's bananas to me. Like they're just, everybody's there and like just wants to see you succeed and just wants to keep you going. And that's what we're establishing, man. The Krav community is getting deep.
And just that the mindset behind it all is just, it's pure.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just a hype thing.
It's not
just
generic.
how everybody that's how everybody is that we have there. It's been fun.
It's cool to see a like-minded sense of individuals, adults even, that just says, you know what? I'm just sick of doing the run of the mill. Yes, I can go to the gym. Yes, I could do CrossFit. And this is not to knock anything else that anybody's doing. They're all good. Jiu-jitsu, any kind of martial arts. But what we're establishing, man, it's just they're doing it and everybody's feeling the love around it. You know, this is not a competition thing. We don't give out for who gets the hardest kicks and things like that. You know, everybody just wants to see the next person make.
That's a good point too. We don't do any competitions,
right?
Which I like.
Yeah,
I like that we don't compete against one another.
No,
because it would create that.
It would
separation.
Yep.
Like us versus them, and that's interesting. Never thought of it, but that's good that we don't do that.
Yeah, so I've even tried to do up in Meadville, like we're gonna get together, maybe do a 5K or get like a men's group together. Hey, we're gonna go camp out in the woods, stuff like that, man. Like this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's just not on the mat, not just kicking and punching stuff. We're trying to make a whole well-being, a whole lifestyle change for people.
Right.
And it's really one of the best things that happened that week. So the one that was taking the pictures, she actually has, I don't want to put her ailments out there, but she has joint issues, and she's like, her doctor is really telling her, hey, keep doing what you're doing because she feels better. I believe it's MS, but I don't want to get all into it. I don't want to put something out there, but it's just neat for people that have ailments and they're still able to do it. You know, this is your own. This is you're gonna push yourself how much you want to push yourself, and that's one of the. It's not just about self-defense. We give you mindset, but we're building a community too. So like, we can't go wrong with what you're doing right now. I mean, it's really neat to see. So then with that, going for me going for my second degree in Taekwondo, that was pretty neat. That was long awaited.
Yeah, deal. I know.
It was probably about 2 years.
You're killing it though.
Yeah. Yep. But I am going to put a video. So I didn't get my board breaks the first time. So I got both my hand techniques and didn't get my foot. But I'm actually going to run a video on my page on, you know, how you overcome when you make a mistake or when you don't follow through or when you don't hit that goal you set for yourself. What do you do next? And then I'm going to cut to the video of me actually kicking that board. I think that'd be pretty cool.
There you go.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we've seen people that just like, whatever, I can't do it. So if I didn't have that motivation to continue to strive to get that board break. Right. And that's what we're trying to duplicate, you know? That's what we're trying to help other adults see. And there was some white belts, adult white belts that were coming up the ranks too. That was pretty neat.
Those belts that they get those are hard fought.
Yeah.
Because you're coming from no man's land.
Yeah.
You know, and trying to learn an entire culture.
Yes.
Immediately.
White belt is the hardest form.
I don't know that it is. I've not been through any of them. But it would just seem so.
Totally different. Like I have to do a front stance. What's that? You know,
you're learning everything.
A front kick. What's that? Yeah, I know how to punch. I've been in fights before, but not punched like Taekwondo punch. So it's really humbling.
I'm sure.
Kind of like with you going, you know, starting at the beginning in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's all humbling. Jeff had a fight last night.
Yeah, I
He
saw
won.
it. Like the whole thing.
No, he
Oh.
he didn't win the absolute.
What happened?
No, he ended up going into the
Which
overtime.
one was this? Yeah.
King of the Mat.
King of the Mat.
He was one of the super fights
Wow.
because he won that other competition over the summer.
Yes.
Over in Ohio. So he got a spot on the card on that absolute tournament,
Mm-hmm.
and then he won his.
Jeff's
Submitted the guy.
he's a good dude. You look at him too, you'd be like, "Psst, whatever, man. What?
I don't know. He's kind of jacked.
He is Jeff, but
Yeah.
he we see him mostly in like tight stuff or a
Right,
nogi or so we could see his jackness.
Yeah.
But he's putting clothes on, like
True.
real clothes. You're just like, who's
Yeah, you
this
picked
little
the wrong
guy?
one if you
Yeah,
after
yeah,
that.
yeah. Go back to that hashtag, not the one. Like
He did
oops, I'm sorry.
He did a cartwheel to pass his guard, cartwheel into an armbar, and caught him in it. But the guy got out of it. His arm was like Gumby.
Really?
Oh, it looked terrible. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, and the kid got out of he's a guy, got
Yeah.
out of it. But yeah, it was intense. And then it went to overtime, and they do, like, his opponent would get his back, he gets their back. They get to pick how they want to go in from vulnerable spots.
Kind of like wrestling. Kind of
Yeah.
like yeah.
And then he ended up getting a choke on him. He almost had it on him beforehand, but the guy kept alligator rolling.
Bro, he's so calm too. Like
He
he
is.
does not lose focus.
Well, either one of them. It was interesting to watch a high level match because it was
It's on YouTube.
I don't think I had to buy it on a pay per view last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Huh. I didn't even know they had them on pay-per-view.
yeah. For the bigger matches like that, they
Gotcha.
have the stout fights,
Okay.
King of the Mat, Fight to Win.
Because I know his last
Flow
one
Grappling
was
has a
on
lot of them.
YouTube.
Yeah. This one you had to pay for because
Huh.
they had a $10,000 payout, I think,
Wow.
for the 16-man absolute.
That's strong. He's such a good dude too.
He is. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely
Real easy to talk to.
right.
Just like, yep. But he's a badass.
With that confidence comes calmness.
Yes. And I think there's a lot to that.
I think there is. Guys that are all wound up, you almost wonder, like, what are
Yeah.
you covering up, bub?
Yeah.
Like, you're not real comfortable in what's going on.
So great story, right? So I'm in DC,
Mm-hmm.
bouncing at this little hole in the wall bar, right? I'm not a big dude, right? So I'm pretty much just trying to make stuff safe. It was a rugby. It was an Alaskan. It was Australian rugby team.
Okay.
Came in, big beefy dudes, right?
Sure.
And then I had some Secret Service guys come in. Very interesting.
This is an interesting night.
Yes.
You're thinking to yourself,
So I was like, I'm done. Like stuff goes off. Like I'm pulling the panic button. I'm out. I'm not just gonna sit there. So this big Samoan looking dude was like, man, I will fuck you up. The guy just looked at him so stoic, so calm, but like, look, I just want you to pick your next words very wisely. That's all he had to say. So he was like totally threw the guy all off. He's like, I'm a big dude. Like, I'm a big dude. I play rugby.
Right.
I get punched in the face constantly. But the
you don't
calmness, no, the calmness of this man was like, I want you to pick your words very wisely.
yeah. Change the tune.
And he was like, he said, you know what? I apologize. That's all it was. I'm just sitting there like, all right. Because I would say, hey, guys, I don't know what I was going to do. I was gonna sit there and just watch the mayhem unleash.
your head pops out of the background.
Yeah.
Okay, break it up.
Yep. Time out. Everybody, please stop.
Stop what you're doing right now.
Yeah,
It's
but
dangerous.
there's a lot to that.
Yeah.
There's a lot to that.
I think so, for sure. And then I also, on the other side of the coin, I'm like, I always say the squeaky gear gets the grease.
Yeah.
Because whenever I want something done at work, it's like you just got to continuously be a voice all the time. You have to be loud.
Yeah, but
In certain situations.
On the flip side of that, I remember Mike Tyson when he was younger. He was always in the news for just beating the brakes off people. He was an animal. He was an
He
animal.
would just like fight people.
Yeah, in the street.
No.
Yes. Like
He
so.
never got arrested for it.
Yeah, I mean, of course but this is New York. I mean, you get into a fight. Like he
Yeah.
was from Brooklyn,
Okay.
and like he just didn't mess with that cat. And he would fight dudes on the street.
In a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine that. Hey, I've been laid out by Mike Tyson. What kind of story would that? It's kind of like
I
me
guess it's
hanging out
great.
with the Diaz brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got choked out by Nate and Nick.
Yeah. That's a memorable moment for you.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be crazy. So Ron, seriously. So what happened one day where you were just like, "Hey, that's it. I'm sick of looking like this. I'm sick of being like this." What was that push for you?
I mean, as far as like to start running?
Yeah, to start doing anything. Like, when was the life change? You was just like, "Look, I gotta do something."
Well, I've told that story about my grandpa and stuff.
Right,
I've
but
told that on the podcast.
that was beginning episodes where our stuff was pretty horrible.
Well, I mean, I think it's got to be back there. But anyhow, I mean, it was one of those things where I was getting a lot of signs that I needed to get fixed.
I mean, was it a doctor saying, "Hey, look"?
Well, a health screening that went bad for me.
Really?
Yeah, because you get a report card back, and I didn't get a good grade on the one thing, and it was for heart disease and cardiovascular stuff, and I was like, I gotta get this taken care of.
How old were you then?
I don't remember. It was a couple years ago.
I mean,
3 years, so 30.
30?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 30's I gained 35 pounds in the age of 30
Yeah.
in 1 year. Like 30 was like when everything slowed down.
It was a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very strange. But yeah, because the stuff that you used to be able to do, you can't do anymore.
Right.
And then by that time, it's like, oh man, it catches up to you, and then you get stuck. But
what was your highest weight?
it had to be over 300.
300.
Had to be over.
315?
I don't know. Wow. Whenever I weighed myself, it was 297.
Wow. And then so your heart's working overtime, you know, and you
now it's working undertime.
Now you just
I got
like,
my resting heart rate down pretty low now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty strong there too. So there was a day you was just like, "Hey, look, I got to do something else." So is that when you decided to download this app, or?
Yeah, I looked on the App Store for running apps. As simple as that. And that was the first one to come up. So I downloaded it. And then I did it. And it worked. It eased me into things, and whenever you start getting into that rhythm and routine, I feel like other things start to get into rhythm and routine. So the eating right gets into a rhythm and routine.
Yeah.
The exercise becomes routine. Waking up early becomes routine. Not drinking becomes routine.
Your new normal. Your new normal.
It becomes your new normal.
Yeah.
So then after you get your new normal,
Mm-hmm.
things are very easy. So what happens whenever things are easy? We up the difficulty level.
Uh-huh.
Right? You beat the game the first time, you go back and play it again on the difficulty level up higher. That's just how we do it.
Yeah.
And
not everybody does it that way. So, okay, so
he said not everybody does it
they
that
don't.
way.
I mean, because people fail, they get discouraged. Maybe they set their goals too high, you know. And so, was there ever a point where you was like, "Yeah, I'm in a routine, but man, I missed this. Like,
sure.
Did you ever beat yourself up from failing? It's like, hey, look, I want to get here. Did you beat yourself up when you didn't?
I would beat myself up if I didn't check all the boxes. I was trying to do too much at one point. And I would beat myself up for, like, let's say you did 8 out of 10 of your to-do list.
Yeah.
You would just kill yourself over that 2 to 10.
Yeah.
You know? So that was
not to talk about your 8. You know, not to sit there and excel in your 8.
Look, I did 1 through 8. That was a pretty good day.
Yeah.
That was just something that I had to scale back. So then I do my power 3, which is something that I got from Andy Frizella. You just do 3 things throughout the day that can move your business, your life, like your home life, and your personal life. Like personal, family, work.
Strong.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you set one goal for each of those, and that way you're divvying your concentration on at least 3 things that are you're giving all.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we can do more, but at least 3. I was trying to do 10 to 15. You know, it's too many.
So what would you say to that person that's like, oh, I'm doing this. I'm supposed to have 1,800 calories, but I ate this, and now I'm just like a piece of shit.
Mm.
You know, like, did you ever feel that way?
For sure.
So, like, how did you overcome that?
Well, you have to toy around with, am I rationalizing what I did, or did I truly make a mistake and I'm not going to do it again?
Yeah.
You know, because
but you don't.
We're great at rationalizing and predicting what we're going to not do.
You don't beat yourself. Like, you don't take such a detriment to yourself. Like, damn it. You know, you just wake up the next day and say, all right, I'm going to hit this one.
Yeah. And it can start as soon as you realize that you made a mistake. Like, that's when it starts. It doesn't start the next day.
Gotcha.
Like, that decision doesn't know a time.
Yeah.
You know, it can be immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give yourself the opportunity to continue to beat yourself up.
Because we got people, maybe people that listen to us, you know, the 17 people that, you know, the people that, you know, that are maybe, hey, I'm addicted to sugars, or hey, I'm addicted to caffeine, or hey, I cannot shed these weight. I can't do this. I can't do that.
It's all just a personal dilemma, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as far as and this is like, I want to say it's a mindset for those of us who are healthy enough to lose the weight. Now, there are medical conditions where you can't lose weight.
Yeah.
Or you can't gain weight. It goes both ways. So, like, I'm talking specifically for just people with a mindset issue.
Right. Gotcha.
It's just over.
Like, they have the ability.
Right.
To go ahead and do it. They have the mindset to do it. They might be lacking the gall.
No, I think they're lacking the mindset to do it.
Lacking the mindset. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, because you have to ultimately make that decision to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And then that mindset is, this is what I'm going to do no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah.
To reach here.
Right.
That's that's where I think a lot of people just are like,
and then overcome that.
The excuses are just tremendous that you can tell yourself.
There are. And I kind of reverted back. Okay, so what would I tell my child if they were thinking like me? You know what I mean? So if my daughter came to me and was like, Dad, I can't freaking lose 10 pounds. I can't lose 15 pounds. I can't make myself to the gym. I can't do that. And so what would I tell her to do? So if I'm that person, now it's not my daughter. Now let's say it's me. So that would be my mentality to use that. What would I tell myself? You know, the same thing that I would tell my daughter.
And what is
like,
that?
I don't know. Whatever will be the motivation for each person. So, like, okay, let's say for me, let's say I want to, which I don't have these goals, but let's say I want to only have 2,200 calories a day. You know, that's pretty safe. Sure. 2,200 calories. That's decent. But one day I go to 3,500, you know, 40, 50, you know, like, what do I, like, hey, I would tell my daughter, hey, look, you know, let's go ahead and try to do it this way. Try to go in small steps. Try to see what's your goal in mind. Make your goals more attainable. If you're used to eating 6,500 calories a day, 2,200 is going to be very hard to do. Yes? No?
Yeah. No, I think I have trouble saying that it's too hard.
Yeah.
Like, if there is no medical issue that is holding you back, too far is not, it doesn't happen.
Right. Gotcha. So I would be wrong to tell my daughter that. So how would you do it?
I don't say that you're wrong.
But I get what you're saying. See,
I
really don't have a context behind this.
No, I understand what you're
so
saying. I get where you're going. I was just curious if you had like a go-to thing.
Not
that
really.
You told people.
No, I don't. Just
because I'm always
hey, just
of the
do
mind.
it. My thing is just do it.
Yeah, I'm always of the mind is go as far as you want to, like just push. Because then, like I always say, if you push a boulder that's 100 pounds, one that's 10 pounds is not going to feel like anything. But to a guy that's never pushed any of them, 10 pounds feels like the end of the world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So if you just keep pushing and push everywhere, every facet of your life, and the little stuff will just become easier, and that's your diet and all of that stuff. It just becomes easier with that routine.
Yeah. I mean, because
Sure.
I have a really close friend that just can't get out her own way. You know, like she has it in her mind that I want to try this, and like every fad diet, and like she's good for like a week, 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it's done.
Well, that's where I would ask is what is your real goal?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is the real goal there? Like, if you're doing things and you continuously quit them, what is like the bigger goal that you're working towards? And if the goal that you're working towards doesn't really need a diet change, then the diet changes are probably going to continue to fail until you do something that pushes you into your real goal.
So just a little self-analyzing.
Yeah, it's just something that I would question more thoroughly as to why, like, what are you really trying to do? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to look nice? Are you trying to, what be healthier?
Yeah.
Or I don't know. What is it? What is your real goal? Is it in that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. So
I just wonder why people fail with that, like diets and things like that.
Yeah.
And how privileged are we? Like,
Seriously.
we get to pick and choose what we want to eat.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's a really good point. I mean, I think that there's so many people that jump on the facade of what somebody should look like, or hey, this is the thing to do, and people monopolize that. But like, yes, this is it.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Is what that is. But it's people need it.
This is true. It's good and bad.
They seem to need it. I mean, people seem to need that that service, I suppose.
Yeah, but I go back to what you were saying, like the whole mindset on, look, you want to do it, yes or no? It's shit or get off the pot type deal.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. David Goggins, he's an ultramarathon runner.
Okay.
He was in the Moab 240 this past weekend. He got off course at one point. He got back on course. And then he was pulled off after doing 200 miles because they were at such high altitude for so long that he was getting it was either a lung or a blood issue, not enough oxygen or something like that. So he had to come off the mountain, and he got a DNF. Did not finish on the Moab 240.
Oh, wow.
So you know what this savage does? He gets better at sea level, or I don't know, 4,000, whatever that is. He goes back up to the mountain and finishes the race. Mind you, he sat after running 200 miles for 3 days, not moving. So he's tight as can be.
Yeah.
He's got to do 40 more miles.
He just freaking did it.
So the limit is just wherever you put it.
Right.
You know, with a freaking savage like that. Now, that's a high bar.
Yeah. 200 miles, period. Look.
He did 240. And they're not like road miles. They're mountain miles. Those are different miles.
Elevation changes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
God, temperature changes.
All of it.
I bet he eats through those runs.
Oh, they do. They do. That's why I went up and watched that the presenter Patrick Reagan up at Slippery Rock. I think I talked about him before. But so after I did that run, I figured out my times, and he was almost 10 minutes faster per mile.
Oh my gosh.
That is insane. I couldn't believe, like, because I know how hard it is.
Was there other people around you? Like,
not after, like, because you pretty much separate.
mm-hmm.
There's the lead pack, which I'm not a part of.
Yeah.
There's the middle pack where we kind of leapfrog one another, and then there's the pack in the back.
Yeah.
And I ended up in the middle. I finished 10th.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's amazing.
It was, but yeah, there's really nobody around you, which is a really difficult part because all you're doing is finding blue flags that are spread throughout the race. And, I mean, if you don't see a blue flag, then you're probably off course.
One of the things I used to do when I was running, like if I see, let's say I pinpoint a tree, maybe about, 50 feet in front of me, I'd run to that, then run to another one, then run to one. That's how I ran to points.
Yeah.
And it just kept me focused that way. The other thing, because I was heavier at that time when I was doing races, and I refused to let somebody bigger than me pass me. So that was my other motivation.
Oh my God. I love it when people pass me. I'm just like, it's a motivator.
I couldn't do it. See, I'm opposite. Like, no. I can't allow this to happen.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, yeah, go ahead.
Well, because here's the thing: if you push yourself too hard, too long, without the proper nutrition and all of that, like you'll just seize up. Your muscles will just stop.
I would have just seized.
That's because that's what happened to my one friend that I did the pace run with.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing his water right, and his hammy seized up on.
There's a logic to these 50Ks.
Oh, there's a plan.
Wow.
It's not just get out there and go run.
Yeah.
Like you're figuring out elevation change. You're figuring out how many calories you're going to burn during that checkpoint, and then knowing what you should be eating for the next checkpoint.
So what was your time? You did
7:37. So
you ate. Okay. Yeah, it's just, man, there is a lot of planning.
So there was, I bet you all in all, I stopped at aid stations for 20 minutes maybe. Maybe. That's liberal on that number. And then I chased a guy off course so I could get him, and that was probably another 10 minutes. Because he went off course and I saw him go, so I chased after him because I was like, hey, there's a turn up here. So.
You were just looking out for him.
Yeah, I don't want somebody getting lost in the woods. That'll be the last time we have the race. You go and get lost in the national forest. It's not cheap to find you.
Yeah.
So you need to come back.
Goodness. Where is this at?
In Elk County, in Emporium, PA.
Up north somewhere.
Yeah, it's
God's country.
in the
there.
mountain.
Yeah.
Beautiful views. I took a couple pictures for some guy's Snapchat for him.
Yeah.
These freaking guys. We can't even go on the trail without the phones. I'm like, I didn't take mine.
You didn't take your phone?
No. I did take my watch, and it will not sync to my phone.
Really?
Yeah, I have to send it back. I'm so mad. All that data from the race yesterday is gone. It's going to be gone because I'm returning it.
You can't plug it? You can't plug it into your...
No, it doesn't have anything like that.
That sucks.
Yeah. I had 65,000 steps yesterday.
How many calories did you burn? 400?
4,000. It said 4,000. I don't know.
That's crazy.
My new secret weapon, though, is a wool undershirt. No nipple burn.
Ooh.
Finally found a fabric that doesn't nipple burn me.
Well, you got huge nipples anyway, so it's... Yeah. Sorry.
Jeez Louise. Talk dirty to me, son. Yeah, but they just rub.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's just... But I ran as far as I've ever run before yesterday, and it's like I didn't even take a step.
So here at the Stars Podcast, we found out how not to have nipple burn during a run.
So I feel like if anybody makes a shirt that is this fabric,
wool,
it's a special blend.
Oh,
of wool.
is there a?
I have a special blend.
Wait a minute, you didn't make the shirt? Did you make the shirt?
I bought the shirt.
So then put the people that you bought the shirt from on blast. Say, hey, look.
Nope. I'm gonna slide him a DM.
Wow. It's like, hey, look, we got
Because I think they got something.
got this little podcast.
No, I think they got something for real. And nipple burn for the rest. It's the way to do it.
So you and your runners click, because I know you got a network of runners.
Yeah.
Have you hit them with the information?
Why would you do such a thing?
Oh, you hold it all to yourself.
Why would you do such a thing?
That's horrible.
Capitalism, sir. Capitalism is what that is.
Nipple capitalism strong.
Hashtag nipple capitalism. No, but my everything feels awful on my bottom half, though.
Really?
Yeah. I'm more sore this time than last time. And I was injured last time.
But you went faster. Harder. Yeah.
I ran way harder this year.
Well, you were ready for it, though.
Exactly.
Your cardio is phenomenal.
Cardio's good. The foot strength is not good.
Foot strength.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the balancing on the side of the the mountain area. Not good. A lot of stabilization muscles in there to keep that foot from snapping over.
Mm.
So that hurts.
And a shoe wouldn't help out.
Nope. No. A shoe would make it worse because it'd give less flexibility. You need good flexibility because you're like over rocks and roots.
Mm-hmm.
But the shoes that I wear, the Ultra shoes that I have, they're good. They're done now. It's about the 125th mile I put on them, so I'm done with those.
I did the Rails of Trails run, and you have to stay on the middle part because it's rounded off. It's eroded on the Rails of Trails. Yeah. And it's the same kind of issue, and it's soft on the edge, too.
Right.
You can roll your ankle on that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I freaking fell right on my face doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was running, and I hit my right foot, and it just fell straight through the path. And I went, boom, straight down. I jacked myself up pretty good on that one.
Not to mention, do you have the mindset, the physicality to do this race? But you got an extremely well, put together support channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So give a shout out to your family for freaking.
Yeah, I can't. Like I said, I can't thank them enough.
That's it. And when you do things, just in anything, in business, in physical agility, anything, fitness, anything you do, to having a support channel is super, super strong.
Yeah, and that's a great point. And I just started thinking about this was like for somebody who feels like they want to do more and they right now feel alone and they don't have anybody. Mm-hmm. Like once you start doing something and you do it well, other people come around you. Yeah. And you will create a community of people. Yeah. You know, just by doing the best that you possibly can. Because it's doesn't seem to be the norm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's with anything. Like I could just imagine, let's say you and your wife were on the outs. You wouldn't have the mindset to do something like that.
Oh, no. No, she just follows me around that mountain and is always there smiling, dancing. Mm-hmm. Like when you're at the end of those checkpoints, that's the best thing to see. Yes. And that's a genuine response for her. Yeah. And that is unlike my wife to be that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. In her day-to-day, that's not who she is, but crew chief, that's who she is. And she loves it. I feel like she loves it. And she gives up her birthday weekend for the race, which we might change that next year. I don't know what she wants to do. I don't know what I want to do. As far as races go, we got to talk about that, her and I. But, they follow me around the mountain and just feed me. And they know what I need to eat, and they took notes on what I was eating. They took my times. They took good care of me. Gave up their weekend.
That just, I mean, that shows the people that you have in your house, the people that you choose to spend the rest of your life with. You got to think that this is, these are some of the things that I'm going to have to deal with.
Yeah. And my daughter got to see me cross the finish line. Like, she came across the finish line to see me.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
It is, yeah. It's strong. It's always good at the end of anything when you got people who like freaking embrace you, and kind of like the Krav testing. April sat there and fought for almost 2 hours, and then at the end, it's all hugs and hand claps and support. Man, that's good.
We need it. It's part of our foundation. We freaking need it. And anybody who thinks that you don't need to physically be in touch with somebody, I think you're wrong.
Absolutely.
I think you're wrong. And I think that's why martial arts and dance studios and gymnastics and the things where we still have to physically touch one another are so good for us. And I hope things like that don't ever go away.
Well, if we get back to this whole gameplay thing, being separated from people, but on the other side of a screen, we're gonna lose that.
We just had the first esports tournament here in Slippery Rock.
Are you kidding me?
No, we just had one. I've been telling you this is getting bigger and bigger. I'm gonna become an online gaming coach.
Stop.
Yeah, that's the next step.
Online gaming coach.
Yeah.
Are you gonna teach games or what?
Just mindset on how to practice for gaming.
It's it. I bet you there's a niche. I think you got it. Anybody looking for any online gaming coaches?
They make good money,
So is this a thing?
I don't know.
So who makes good money?
Like just coaches in general.
Yeah.
Or no, not coaches in general. The people making good money are the kids that are doing well with the game.
Yeah. So I mean, but there are competition coaches. There are people that
it would just be more or less being an agent for them. That's all. You would be their agent. You're a mindset coach.
I don't get it. What do you mean? You'd be their agent.
Like you would, like for sponsorship deals and things like that.
Uh-huh. So you'll be pimping them.
That would be the plan.
That would be it.
Isn't that what all managers do?
So they'll have like thumb socks. They'll have like exercises. Carpal tunnel is going to be the next thing.
I'm going to be a DVD collection on how to avoid carpal tunnel. It's just 16 hours of this.
That's the next PT. The next physical trainers. These people that are helping people strengthen up their hips and joints and stuff. This is it.
Yeah.
There's going to be weights. There's going to be like elastic
Well, I was
bands.
talking to Heather
about
some of the things that she does with the babies and things.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they miss milestones, they can have let's say that your kid skips crawling, goes straight to walking. They could have bad posture and underdeveloped shoulder sockets.
Wow.
Because they're not bearing weight on that front half to strengthen them up while they're maturing. And she said that she could pick out kids who skipped crawling and didn't have services like hers out of a group. She could pick them out.
That's crazy.
Because it's
Heather's a pretty small cookie.
Genius level.
Yeah.
I call her my angel during testing because she always comes over and whispers the combos to me because I can never remember them. So I always call her my angel, and I always recommend her to others.
Yes, it's gonna pass.
I recommend her services to all folks testing for Krav Maga because she will help you, and that is just a veteran rule.
Yes,
we need to help.
Need to pass that on. Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I got to pipe down. I got to roll.
All right, bro. It's a good time. Glad we could do it.
Yeah.
So later afternoon ones, we get a lot more. The juices are flowing, I think, a little better.
I think so, too.
So
I like them.
Yeah,
we could talk. We could talk forever.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
If you don't want to wake up on Sundays, we can do it later.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we could talk offline. Where can they reach you?
GCRegan_ValorPDS or ValorPDS.com if you're looking for any firearm or self-defense needs.
You can find me at Ambitious Distractions on Instagram. Thanks, guys.
Deuces. So the journey has begun. If you guys listening to our content today had any kind of value or you were moved in any way, please feel free to subscribe, pass it on, let everybody know that these two guys are the truth. They're out here just trying to do good things to make good people. Thanks.